For my digital storytelling, I decided to do Blooket, which is a game-based learning platform, which is very useful in my major, which is elementary education. So what is Blooket? Blooket is an online game-based learning platform that allows teachers to turn academic content into interactive quizzes and competitive classroom games. Its purpose is to increase student engagement by combining learning with fast-paced, visually appealing gameplay. Students join using a game code, answering questions, and earn points or rewards depending on the game mode selected. Application in the field. In elementary education, Blooket is especially effective because it transforms learning topics into something fun and exciting. A few examples include, for students, in math, it can help them review their multiplication tables and addition/subtraction problems. And then in literature, it can help students review spelling words and some key learning aspects or concepts. For teachers, it can help with their formative assessment. So it helps teachers see how well students understand the material by showing which questions they get right or wrong. This makes it easy to spot what students know and what they still need help with. It also helps track engagement levels because it is very fun and interactive, and it encourages students to participate more during classes and lessons. This slide, I demonstrate how to use Blooket and kind of what it's like to use it as a teacher. So when you open the platform, you are given the option to create your own on whatever material you would like, but there's also some different already made options you can choose from. In this specific demonstration, I chose a math that had multiplication problems just to kind of show like how a student would go about playing the games while also learning the content. Here's a quick demonstration about how to use Blooket. So as you can see, it gives you the option to create your own set with whatever materials you would like, or you can discover sets. I'm going to discover one for this scenario. Say I'm looking for like a math-based one for one of my students. I can host a game that all the students can join, and then they give you all these different options that you can choose from. Let's choose this one. And then as you start the game, it gives you a tutorial if you would like. If I choose a tutorial, it tells you how. And then you can just start. So 6 times 3, you would click your answer. And then it tells you all of your instructions on how to play. And then you just continue with the game. So here's another one, 7 times 4. And then it gives you an option. You could choose yes or no, depending on whatever the student would like. And then let's say if they got one wrong and say it was 40, has you wait, tells you the correct answer just so they're learning, and then gives you the next option, and then you continue. And then if you want to end it, I'll say yes, and then spin the wheel. You get points, maybe that can be something you work with your class towards, earning a certain amount of points. And then for the teacher, it tells you how many got it right, You can look at detail to see like which questions the students worked better on, like 2 and 4 they got right, but number 3 they struggled on. So maybe go over this one a little bit more in class later on. But yeah. In conclusion, Blooket is a helpful tool for increasing student engagement and making review activities more enjoyable. Some of its strengths include high student motivation due to its game-based design. It's pretty easy to use and navigate. It has helpful instructions that you can follow. There's a variety of game modes to keep activities fresh. It's not very repetitive. And then there's also lots of useful data reports for tracking your students' performance. Some critiques I would give it are that some game modes do require a paid subscription, so you can't fully access everything with the basic plan. Students may become overly focused on the game rather than the content, which may take away from your overall lesson. And then it also requires internet access and a device, which may not always be available to all students, so it's just something to keep in mind. Despite these critiques, Blooket remains one of the most effective platforms for turning classroom practices into an engaging and interactive experience. These are the references I used for this slideshow. Thank you.